Welcome back to pregame.tv. Saturday NBA playoff action. Game 3. It's the Oklahoma City Thunder at the Houston Rockets and OKC. Ken, boy, did they get some bad news today. Russell Westbrook out for the playoffs. Knee injury is going to require surgery. This is a blow to them. We're going to talk about what this means, right now, the immediate, the next couple games and looking forward. But one thing I wanted to tell you, and, this is age of technology. Everybody, you're on Twitter, I'm on Twitter. Twitter's, I think, one of the best things for handicappers, anybody that wants to be sharp, get a list, follow people. This morning, I found out about the injury. And I get a lot of line feeds. I get a lot of line, services, pays, injury reports, and that. It came through Twitter before it hit anything else, and it came through Twitter before the sports books knew about it too, because I was able to immediately and it's not necessarily my position, which you'll see when we talk about the game later, but I was able to grab Houston immediately at +3, knowing what was going to happen to the line later in the day, just to set me up to, come back and, make a play the other way and have a nice.
Currently, what, a 4-point swing?
It's a 4-point swing. Some places are still at pick, but now I'm starting to see Houston's -1. And this is a situation that everybody is, obviously going to overread. This is a star player. This is a guy that's never missed a game. Think about it. His entire career with the Thunder, he has not missed a game. And the way that he plays,
Marco, it's amazing because he does a lot of high wire acts. He's very athletic, so it is amazing he has not been hurt before.
Yeah, so, we can't say we've got anything to go by with this team of how they're going to, go without him. But, 4-point swing. Do you think one player in the NBA is worth 4 points?
I do. Certain players, they are. There's no doubt that you couldn't tell me Michael Jordan back when he was beating up on my Knicks. I'd have done anything. I'd have given anything to see Jordan out of the lineup. I mean, here he is with the flu. 63 points later or whatever it is. The guy was phenomenal. So, yeah, there's certain players. I'm a different guy. We talked about it in our last video about the zigzag theory. And I understand trends and things like that. But I'm different. I will take every game individually. I don't care if 19 straight, zigzag theories have gone. Because if I don't like that particular game, I don't want to lose that game and say, wow, I really like that side. But I went with the zigzag theory because it was working. That's not the way I handicap. And I'm different, too, as far as power rankings during football and college basketball. A lot of people, they'll swear by those power rankings, and they will not budge off them, even when there's a major injury. I'm somebody that's more or less somebody that watches all the games, that puts everything in there, and I have my own formula. I'm kind of like a mix between Harris, and I don't want to say the BCS, but I've got my own formula, basically. The Grinch theory.
Okay. Well, and I agree with you 100%. There are a lot of great theories and situations, and everybody knows that I'm a situational handicapper, but that's not the whole thing. I'm never going to make a play based on just one thing. You've got to take each game on its own merit, but it'll put me on a side looking a certain way, and then I'll have things, find things that support it. In this game, for the immediate, can Oklahoma City, in your opinion, overcome the injury to Westbrook in this series?
With Kevin Durant, anything is possible. He'll up his game, and again, he's a very unselfish ball player. He'll find other guys. Remember, Serge Ibaka has stepped up his game offensively. He's outstanding. Cephalosha. There's so many different options, and a lot of them don't shoot as much because you have Durant and you have Westbrook, so they don't get as many looks. But yes, they have offensive weapons. As long as you've got Durant out there, the other guys will be able to step up and pick up the pace. Kevin Martin's another guy that'll look to get back at his old mates. James Harden, a lot of pressure on him now without Westbrook being there, because now Houston's expected to win this game at home.
Yeah, absolutely. And people are going to look, and I think, and I have an idea we're going to be on opposite sides of the fence in this game, and that's good. That's great debate. But for one game, I think Oklahoma City is going to be able to step it up. I'm a big proponent of the injured player theory, that first game, because it's a psychological thing. Everybody on that team is going to step it up 110%. I know people say, well, how can you give more? They're going to be totally focused, all business, to try to compensate for that loss.
And Marco, they have no film on OKC playing without Westbrook.
This is the key, and that's what I was going to bring up an example. Then, tonight we're taping on Friday, and there's a game tonight, Golden State and Denver, where we saw Golden State loses Lee. Big, hurt for them. He's
Sure.
an integral part of that team. And what do? They come out with a totally different game plan. They go with a small lineup. Denver wasn't ready for it.
Had no clue.
And it took them, they never really adjusted to it. And not only did Golden State steal game 2, they beat the snot out of, they put up 131 points, I think, in a game. It was crazy. And it's because just what you said. You don't know what they're going to come out and do. And then when you do have another superstar like Kevin Durant, and I love this guy, I mean, because he gives it on both ends of the floor.
No doubt.
He's an offensive superstar, no question about it, can score from anywhere on the floor, but he doesn't take it off on the other side, on the defensive end. He's in there, and I like this team. And my concern with Houston is I know that this is, you're taking a big offensive weapon away from Oklahoma City, but I'm still not sold on this Houston defense at all. They have played 10 of their last 11 opponents have scored 98 or more against the Rockets. Every game they just want to line up and say, we're going to try to outscore you. And when you've got a team as talented as Oklahoma City, I don't know if that's the answer. Any final thoughts before I wrap this one up? No,
this is going to be an exciting game. One way or the other, it's going to be exciting. With or without Westbrook, the series will still be, even if it's 3-0 OKC, I'll still want to watch Game 4 because Houston can get up and bite you. They have that offense. When they get it rolling, we saw them come back from 15. It took them literally 3 minutes to erase a 15-point deficit in OKC. Very impressive. But, again, the Thunder, too many weapons, found a way to get it done down the stretch. All right, guys, this is my free pick, so let's make it official. All right, guys, it might not be a popular pick, but I am going to go with Oklahoma City here. I think there's too much of a line adjustment. I know Westbrook's a superstar, but this team is loaded with talent. Kevin Durant, one of the best players in the NBA. I think he's going to put the team on his back for this one. Hey, they're up 2-0 in this series. They know they can get through this series and then figure things out afterwards. I don't see them losing this Game 3. They're going to come focused and ready to play. The other thing is, it's a 4-point move on the line, and I know from -3 to +1 in the game is not a big deal. They got to win this game outright, anyways. But I think they can do it. They've played 5 times this year. 3 of the 5 games were absolute total blowouts by the Thunder. I'm talking 20 points or more, 29 points. A couple of the wins. Is Westbrook, going to be a 20-some point difference? I think this team can go into Houston and win. They're sound team fundamentally. They don't make mistakes. Houston lives and dies with the 3. I'm going to go with Oklahoma City. Short term, they get it done this game. Long term, they're going to have problems as they move on in the playoffs and face better defensive teams. But they get the job done for me on Saturday. Oklahoma City wins Game 3. I'm going to take them. I have them winning the game outright by 3. That's my free pick for Saturday. We're going to be back. Next up, we've got a baseball game on Saturday. Baltimore at Oakland. That'll be my free pick in baseball. That's up next on pregame.tv.